Hello and welcome. My name is Sheep Thief, and today I'll be coming at you with some Dominions 5 Warriors of the Faith multiplayer online gameplay. I'm playing Hinnom in the late spring of year 4. I would say that the late and mid game, perhaps early late game, is in full swing. We will begin as usual with the war. So we'll start with an overview for anyone who's just starting to watch. We're taking over Helheim. This turn, the main developments are that the fort is cracked, ready to be taken. We fended up where we took this province here with a cursed unit who got a few afflictions. We were sitting on top of Helheim's capital, and we lost Helheim took one of their provinces back. So we'll start with our defeat. This is just Helheim versus PD. Number of Valkyries, a Svartalf, some Hellherdings against our sort of African tribesmen that we have here. And they unfortunately don't stand much of a chance against the elves. Oh, we've got Will of the Wisps here, or Corpse Candles. These things, I assume, are being pumped out by, so he spent gems on this. Interesting. It's an AI, so it is what it is. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We got destroyed. Let's just look at this. So this is where they attacked us. We actually killed 2 of their surf warriors, but we lost a province. Not a big deal. Our provinces, we took over Helheim. We'll watch the battle. It's just against PD. Blessing, Iron Skin, Temper Flesh, Earth Power, Legions of Steel. And he's pretty unkillable after that by normal troops. They rout. See what his protection's at. 32. Yeah, we've seen this before. There we go. Next, we ran into a big force of Hellherdings and other things in Solian. But this is a cursed unit, so we are being watchful of that. The Hellherdings come in and will probably interrupt his casting. He gets Iron Skin and Temper Flesh. And at this point, he's pretty much good for dealing with Hellherdings, although it's still a little sketchy. Valkyries land as well. You know, if the Valkyries just immediately attacked, it would be bad. Yeah, as you can see, the Melkart gets surrounded. We've seen this before. There's some dispossessed spirits here. I'm not really sure what they can paralyze, so that would be not good. But he's taking a lot of afflictions, unfortunately. This curse might put us out of commission here. Unless we get a lot more. We'll have to put a lot of equipment on this guy. We can heal the affliction, but we can't heal the curse, I think. There's no way that I know of that removes curse. And he got hit again. Didn't get an affliction that time. He gets Legions of Steel off, that's good. So he's up to 32. I think one thing that would be good on this guy is just a lot more, a better weapon, just maybe chi shoes, just stuff that can kill things faster so that over the course of the whole battle he takes way less attacks. And kills a number of hell herdings, that's always nice. Now that we've got the capital under siege, we should, Helheim in theory should not be able to do hell herding production anymore. I'm not sure how the AI works with that. Yeah, and then here we have this fort that we need to take. It's broken. We are storming it with our normal force of Rephaim. One thing I wanted to check is, these are all diseased. That's too bad. Well, we are getting disease healers in this province. I'm sorry, no, this province in the next few turns, so we will, let's keep, these are all diseased, right? No? They were diseased. Okay, we'll take them out then, if they're not diseased. Okay. And these will not... Okay, yeah. That works. Any other... Oh yeah, a lot of these are diseased. Okay. I mean, we'll leave the diseased ones here. These are all diseased, right? Yeah, okay. We'll leave them all here and we'll bring a witch down to try to... he's diseased as well. We'll leave him in there to keep the morale up. Any other diseases? Don't think so. Okay. Yeah, anyway, we're gonna storm this fort with the usual suspects, the Ball and the Prophet. However, our affliction healer is gonna make its way over to Helheim, where our cursed Melkart is gonna wait and be hopefully healed by the Aka here, which has healer. And that the afflicted Melkart will take over holding this down for now. As his afflictions are healed, we'll move him back out. But we're going to have to be more tentative with him. That really brings us down to this last Melkart that's in full capability for Earth Melkart that has full capabilities. This fight against Helheim has been expensive, but this guy isn't totally out of commission. We can heal his afflictions. We just can't. As he builds up afflictions, he'll have to come back. I'd say he's at like 85% capability. Yeah, so our movements for this turn are we're storming this castle, we're moving the siege force. The one question I had is So the fastest way to Helheim with our siege force would be Og is the one with our siege force now, which is pretty diminished actually. But we have a ton of skeletons which each have a fair amount. Let's see. 3.6 siege strength, pretty good. Og and Embar are going to make their way to Helheim. The fastest way is through this province, but I'm actually not that confident. I don't know how much PD the AI is going to put in there. We could probably do that, but I'm just going to not risk it and instead come up here. It'll take one more turn, but it's not the end of the world because our Rephaim are going to be one turn behind them. So the Siege Kraken Force and the Rephaim should arrive at Helheim at the same time, which should be 1, 2, 3, 4 turns from now, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 turns. We should take Helheim. Yeah, not ideal, but so be it. And then as our Rephaim arrive, we'll take up this last province. Now, what else? We are moving the last functional Melkart off of Helheim, and we're going to take this back. Oh yeah, I need to make sure I have PD in each of these provinces. 6 PD. I think that's all. I hope we don't have to chase these around. I hope they stay put and don't go after this. They probably will though. Whatever. If we have to chase them around with a Melkart, so be it. We've basically taken over Helheim. Yeah, I'd say that's it for the war. Now, in other news, big development is a messenger from Ulm. He said, yeah, I would love to work. This is regarding my message saying what we need to do about Fomoria. So he said, yeah, I would love to work with you. It is annoying to only communicate in-game. Didn't notice your earlier message. And yeah, the AI is annoying. Even before they went AI, I was fighting Marvernia and them. I would love to help with Fomoria, but me and Marvernia are fight. I keep offering peace and he doesn't respond. I am winning the war and can spare mages and 100 or 200 troops, but not too much more than that at the present moment. Also in regards to provinces, I don't care as long as I get my throne back. So, there's a lot there. What he's talking about only communicating in game, the rule in this game is we can't communicate in Discord, so we have to communicate in game, which I like, but he doesn't like it, whatever. He's at war with Marverni. He does want to work with me. Marverni isn't responding to him, and he's winning the war. So we'll talk about more of this, but that's important news. Next to discuss is blood economy, which was not good this turn. So in New Spring, that province that has less than 5,000, no blood slaves are found this turn. So to me, that means time to leave. We have 10 unrest there. That's also a little weird because this has been enough to keep provinces from freaking out. So I don't really know. But we're leaving New Spring. We're gonna go here where there are 9,000 people. And yeah, in the other provinces we captured a total of 25. Also not great. 9, not very good. 16, okay, but not amazing. The unrest here is going down. We brought a ton of imps back. All these shamans were bringing imps back that had been scattered. And so I think we should be good now. We've got 77, 78 patrollers here. The imps are all really good patrollers. The wolves are okay. So I think we're okay. Hopefully the unrest continues to go down. Here we have 0 unrest. And yeah, so this should be fine as well. Here in our vampire lords are 1 turn away from being in Ermor. We have almost a full stack of imps here ready to go for when they get here, and they'll start blood hunting. One thing I wanted to see is, are they adept? Yeah, they're good at finding blood slaves. So they will search like a blood 4, like a blood 5 with a sanguine dowsing rod. And they also summon basically free patrollers. They're not great, but they work. And then if once we get in a war, if we need to, they can be really good thugs, because they're immortal and have death 3, so they can do soul vortex. They have invulnerability 25, so they're good against humans. Just generally pretty good. But yeah. For the most part, we're going to be using them for blood hunting, which we're going to do in Urmor, and we're just going to shamelessly blood hunt Urmor. Now, what else? So we didn't have enough for Vampire Lord in total. I think we had 70 if we took off this guy from Binding Devils. So we will be so we didn't quite have enough. Unfortunate, because I wanted my Pretender to get another Vampire Lord this turn, but it's not happening. We'll get it next turn. Now, we're setting up a new Cohen farm here. One of them's already here, and he's building a lab. We're also going to build a temple here so we can get the witches, the disease healers. And one witch will summon manticores every turn, which are going to be good backline, fear, heavy backline assault creatures. And then the rest of them will be either... Well, actually, one thing I wanted to see is what is their... Okay, so we can get one of these per turn. These will either be researchers, or we might have like 5 of them come with an army, with the siege army to get rid of diseases. Maybe 3 to 5, and then the rest will sit back and research, because we've got, as you can see, tons of research, like owl cools and stuff, and we're about to start getting lightless lanterns. So yeah, the Cohen farm / witch farm will be good. We need to get a king, but we're really low on death gems, and so we're gonna wait till this is all set up to do that. We're preemptively moving one of these imp summoners over here. This one will summon imps one more time, which will bring this to a full stack of 80 imps for a total of 160 patrol strength. So once next turn, this guy will move over here and start summoning imps here. This other Aka, and then we've got one shaman coming over who will get a Mound King out to use the imps, and then he could also summon imps himself or whatever. So that's pretty much it for the... Oh yeah, as for our blood usage, we're going to continue to save up so that we can get another Vampire Lord. If we don't get more than 20... What do we need here? 24. We need 24 slaves. If we don't get that many, that's going to be unfortunate. It's possible. We're only doing it in 2 provinces. Which, I mean, so I'm making a sanguine dowsing rod here. But this guy already has one, and it will take another 2 or 3 turns for this to be ready to go. So let's have you just research for now. And then that brings us up to 50. Oh, that's only 3. Oh yeah, we're doing a Dwarven hammer with that. No, let's have you make a sanguine dowsing rod. And let's just take it easy on the devils for 1 turn. it would be more useful if we don't get 17 slaves next turn. It's possible we won't. Well, it's actually 17. I don't know. We'll see. We'll take it easy on the devils for one turn, just to make sure we get to 77. We just need 3. We need 14. If we don't get 14 blood slaves, then that's just terrible luck. And we'll have to deal with it, I guess. But if that happens, I mean, what we have a Ermor is ready to go in terms of blood hunting, so I guess we'd be one turn behind. But hopefully that doesn't happen, and next turn we can get another Vampire Lord. Now, yeah, and so we've kind of talked about it. The only thing we're spending blood slaves on this turn is just a devil now. So next turn, things should start getting better with the blood economy. I know I've been saying that for a while now, but we're almost there. They just need to get on top of Ermor. Ermor is ready to start being blood hunted into extinction. So we'll see. Next, research. Not much to talk about. Same thing. Actually, there is a lot to talk about, but we're going to talk about it more in the items section. Next turn we'll have construction 6, which is a huge deal. That is a big power spike for us. So that's coming up. After that, for anyone who hasn't been watching, we're climbing Thaumaturgy to get Gateway and Soul Slay. Enchantment, stopping briefly at Enchantment 4 for Flaming Arrows for our Archer stack, and then climbing Evocation for Mind Hunt for our war with Fomoria because of his Cloud Trapezing Raiders. Yeah, so that is our current research plan, and after that, I believe we will be climbing Alteration to get Phoenix Pyre to Alteration 7. Also at Alteration 6 is Soul Vortex, which our vampires can use, and also our vampires will be able to, I believe, get Wraith Lords out. Oh no, maybe not. How could we climb death with the vampires? At death 3, we give him a skull staff. And then maybe our pretender, I think on the list is Robe of the Magi, so we give a Robe of the Magi and skull staff to these guys, and they could get Wraith Lords out, which are kind of like not as good Vampire Lords, I think. We could look this up on this Wraith Lord. Oh no, they're a little better stat wise, but they don't have like invulnerability, but they could cast that on themselves. The main thing is that they can summon ghosts. I didn't know that, but they can the Vampire Lords are probably more useful just getting blood slaves, whereas the Wraith Lords could be sent out to the front line to raid. But I don't know if that's actually in the cards for us. I think that's a ways off. But anyway, our research goals after Mind Hunt are Alteration for our fire Melkarts to cast Phoenix Pyre, and then maybe a little bit of Conjuration. Again, the Wraith Lords might be useful. Having a Fire Spirit, Flame Spirit would be useful. Getting Naiads would be useful. There are a few things in Conjuration that might be useful, and then after that, I think probably go for some crazy blood, some high-level blood stuff, because at that point our blood economy will be good. And yeah, the way, if we get to blood 9, the chances of us winning the game are very high. The question is if we get there. The other thing is in blood 8 there is blood vortex, which would like just really set our blood economy over the top, and then 3 red seconds would be nice. Send horror. Oh, that's in blood 9. Okay. I don't know. Life for a life, rush of strength. This is really good. I don't know. Maybe. Next, recruitment. We are finishing up our archer stack here. We almost have 100 of them. We need 14 more. We're getting 3 here. So next turn there will be 6 of them. So we need 8 more. I guess that means that we still need to be recruiting. Oh yeah, so we'll have 8. Then by the time we come back here, 4. So 12. We're almost there, basically. Almost there. Yeah. These should be pretty good. Should be pretty good against Fomoria. Also against Ulm, if we need to fight him. One of the special events this turn is we got this guy, Shuka Letuda, who we're sending over here. I mean, these are just taking up upkeep, and so I'm just going to throw them at this underwater province that has been untaken the whole game. So they're just going straight over there. Am I right about that? Yeah. The other thing is recruiting Rephaim this turn. We're actually not going to do it. We need to save up some money for a temple here for the witches, and also next turn we're going to need to get another Melkart and another wizard here for research. So we're saving. Next, item forging. This turn we've actually switched it up a little. We are getting a sanguine dowsing rod. We are not going to get another shade mail habergeon for reasons that I'll explain soon. We're getting another ring of regeneration. As you can see, we have a lot of vine shields, and we have some backup basically. We've got one of these ready to go. We've got some boosters. We've got a lot of research stuff. We've actually got 2 of these ready to go. More boosters. We've got this like siege thing here. We're starting to get some mind hunt equipment ready to go. We've got dwarven hammers. We've got a lot of dwarven hammers. This is all not that important. Brute to the messenger. Yeah, that's could be Melkart equipment. This could be Melkart equipment if we need to go underwater. This is all of this here is just stuff from random events. Everything else is pretty useful. This could be, we could have a permanent fire elemental spammer with this. Yeah, this is sort of situational. So we're starting to get a decent treasury here, but we need to save up some death gems. Yeah, and we need to save up nature gems as well. Now, what else? We're cutting off shade mail habergeons because next turn we're gonna have construction 6, and this brings up this part of the video. So what do we need to do in construction 6? The first thing that I was thinking is for our Astral Melkarts, as you can see here. This one is fairly close to what it's going to be like. They need an Astral Booster, the Crystal Coin. They need regen. They need some kind of boots, and we have a choice between flying boots, which give them flying, and chi boots, which give them another attack, a strong attack. They have a shade mail habergeon, but we're gonna discuss that, and then they're gonna need a helmet and a weapon on top with their vine shield. So the question with the shade mail habergeon is shade mail habergeons do not have very good protection. And so these Melkarts with shade mail habergeons are really going to be kind of like high quality, like almost too high quality raiders. I would not send them into a Fomorian stack, a Fomorian army for several reasons. First, their protection isn't that good. Number two, they Iron Face, which is what I was planning on giving them protection, I forgot, makes them susceptible to lightning. It gives lightning vulnerability. So, and Fomoria, if you didn't know, is an air nation, and they use lots of lightning. So, that actually kind of throws a wrench in my works. We It'll be really good against not so good against a big Fomorian army with mages in it, who will be like auto, like even if he doesn't script them, they will be casting lightning. So Iron Faces might be bad. Our alternatives are let's make sure that doesn't. Our alternatives are, I think, just Armor of Knights, which would take away their stealth. So Armor of Knights gives them really good protection. This would be replaced with Armor of Knights, and they just have high protection, and that's one way to do it. Another way is don't use Iron Skin and instead use Stone Skin, which is not as good protection, but it would be okay. Especially like the Astral Melkarts aren't fully relying on their protection anyway. As you can see, we're doing Astral Shield. Oh wait, this is what it will be here. This one. Astral Shield, Blessing. We could reverse that. I don't know why we have it like that. Body Ethereal, Personal Luck, Reinvigoration, Attack. Where's the other one? Here. And then here. So they're going to have other defenses. Body Ethereal, Luck, Astral Shield, that's all really good defense against things. They don't purely need to rely on their protection stat, but protection's just the last defense, you know, so I want it to be high, especially if we're going like against an army. So maybe not Iron Face, and instead on their head put, actually I hadn't thought about that. What are some helmets we could give them? We could give them more fear with a horror helmet or something. We could figure something out with their head. I also don't know if putting something on their head takes away their gore attack, so we'll see. Anyway, what else? So when this starts, we will make Iron Faces for sure. We're gonna put them on them, and the ones with Iron Faces will be for dealing with mundane armies, and they will be able to destroy mundane armies for sure. Armor of Knights, Marble Armor, will be for bigger armies with mages in them if we're trying to fight them with Astral Melkarts. So what else is happening? We have some weapon choices also for all our Melkarts. We have Firebrands that we can do both Olm and, well, it'll be good. Firebrands will be good against Olm. Fomoria has 10 magic resistance, so some fire damage will get through. It's still a good weapon, but I and it will kill his non-sacred units, of which I think he has a fair amount. Like these troops here are not sacred. Fomorian warriors are not sacred, right? Yeah, he has a lot of non-sacred troops that don't have fire resistance. These, however, have fire resistance, and and same with these, unmarked. So, not ideal. Well, what do we have here? He has a lot of Fomorian warriors, Firbolg warriors, which are not sacred. Those will all die to firebrands, so we'll definitely have some firebrands ready. But I think maybe better would be Shadowbrand, which does Leeching Darkness, which like fatigues, I think, or something. And let's see. It does a lot of it does armor piercing damage, and then Leeching Darkness. What does Leeching Darkness do? Are we like? Oh, I see. All schools. Leeching Darkness is a death 3 spell that deadly cloud of darkness. Anyone standing in the cloud will be weakened and wounded. Okay, I think this one will actually be better, especially against Fomoria and stuff. Weakening those big giants will be good, and then wounding them also nice. Yeah, I think we'll probably use Shadowbrands, and then the final alternative I think is the Hell Sword. We'll have a lot of blood slaves and a lot of blood and a lot of fire gems. This is a two-handed sword, so we won't have the vine shield. So that's the trade-off with this, but it gives us like basically lifesteal, and it does a ton of damage, and it makes them go berserk, so they won't like run away. That's a double-edged sword because if they get attacked early, then they won't get their script off. But this is an option as well, and this might be really good against Fomorian giants that are like elite sacred giants. This will do a lot of damage to them. We can life steal from them, so we'll stay alive. Berserk, yeah, this will be for heavy fighting. So yeah, the final weapon that I think we'll be making is a bow of war. These are bows that you can put on a commander that when they shoot it turns into 13 arrows. These will go with our archer mass, and with flaming arrows that will be 100 great bow volleys on top of, if we make a lot of these bow of wars, we have to figure out who to put it on too. I was thinking 1/3 of the strength is added, so we could put it on, like these guys have good strength. If our Cohens become not useful, we could put the bow of war on them. What's their precision? They have 10 precision, not amazing. I don't know. We could just put it on these shamans. They have 18 strength. That might be what we do. 18 strength. And then yeah. Whatever has high strength that we've got a lot of kind of sitting around. We do have a lot of shamans at this point. If there's a blood summon, I hadn't thought about that. Maybe a blood summon. It has to be a commander. No, I don't think so. Yeah, I think our shamans and our Cohens could go on them. And it would just, the more arrows the better. So bow of warp is another thing that we'd be making. I'm just gonna close these. We've talked about Shadowbrand, Hellsword, Firebrand, Armor of Knights, Iron Face, Marble Armor, Lightless Lanterns, 5 each with a Dwarven Hammer, 3 each. We'll probably have multiple of these fire mages making those, because we're getting 14 of them per month. So what we need then is just people to put is researchers to put the lightless antlers on, which will probably be these witches. And just wizards as they come out. Because of this, we've stopped owl quill production. We've got too many owl quills. Yeah, we just need more researchers at this point. And I think as we take over Helheim, we'll have enough income to maybe just start spam recruiting. Maybe in Ermor, we could spam recruit just one of our national mages here. It's crunch time, so we gotta get going. Might as well spend all of our resources. Lightless lanterns. We talked about bow of war. This gives you 12 research. Not as good as the skull mentor, but way cheaper. So we can start building up our death income again, or our death mass again. In terms of boosters, Starshine Skull Cap will go on our Mind Hunters, our Astral Balls. Not much to say there. And then we're going to try to get Robe of the Magi. How to do that will be probably empower our god and air, which will cost 60 air gems, but we have a lot to spare. So, and that's worth it to get that item. That item's really strong. It gives you a bonus to all magic paths. And then for Blood 5, we'll need to make finally a normal blood booster with this guy, but at this point I forgot to add Bloodthorn. That's construction 6. This is 15 blood slaves, and it's pretty good on Melkarts because it gives them life drain. So we could do that, but the main use is it gives you +1 blood. So we'll put a Bloodthorn and then empower our god and air. And then he'll be ready to make a Robe of the Magi, which will be very useful. This turn with our Pretender, we are making some winged shoes to go on some of the Astral Melkarts. I can't really think of much else for him to do that's extremely useful right now. Yeah. I wish he was summoning a Vampire Lord. That was my plan for him this turn, but we didn't quite get enough, unfortunately. Other than that, yeah, I think for items we're going to be using a lot of Earth Gems, a fair amount of Astral Gems. We're going to be empowering with our Air Gems, so that will take a hit. Our Fire Gems, we're going to be pumping out Lightless Lanterns, maybe other things, firebrands and stuff. Our Death, basically we're at the point of the game where every gem that we can get is useful because we're finally able to use these. These stockpiles I have are going to start to disappear, but fortunately our blood economy should start to take off. And yeah, at that point we could even think about casting Astral Corruption. Once we get all our stuff in Construction 6, we could think about casting Astral Corruption just to keep everyone from being able to do anything without getting attacked by horrors. So we'll think about it. Now, what else? Yeah, so the final thing I think is, and probably the most important thing for this turn, is diplomacy. And this is a long, what are we at here? 44 minutes. This is a long one. So we'll keep this under 15 minutes. Ulm has said he's up for working with me against Fomoria, so we need to think about how to execute this. I have a few ideas. I could offer to help him finish the war with Marverni. I don't know if he'd like that or not, but I think what I'm going to say is, do you want my help finishing off Marverni? Wait, no, how I should phrase it is, I will help you finish off Marverni. You need to attack Fomoria as soon as Marverni is finished. That will distract Fomoria, and then as soon as as soon as you guys are fighting, I will end my NAP with him. And hopefully he's diverted a lot of his units away. And then attack him from the opposite side of his empire. So, as you can see, Ulm is sort of over here, and he's like all in here. Ulm is, at least we can see right here, from here to here. Probably extending pretty low down here, and up pretty far up here. Maybe not though, I'm not sure. Fomoria seemed worried about Ulm's potential at winning, but I'm more worried about Fomoria's potential at winning. Fomoria stretches from here to here. That's a full screen. From here to here. That is a lot of territory. I think Fomoria is the way bigger threat. Also, I think if Ulm and Fomoria start fighting, it actually puts me in a great position to be the one that emerges on top. But the trick will be getting Ulm to, instead of, like when you win a war, you don't want to immediately go into another war. But Ulm has been pretty bombastic, so hopefully he's up for it. So I think what we're going to send him is Dear Ulm. I have a proposition. I will help you end this war with Marverni quickly. In return, you attack Fomoria the minute Marverni is defeated. Once you have started the war with Fomoria, I will end my NAP with him and attack. This is good because I will be attacking him from the opposite side of his territory, and he will not expect it. Hopefully, getting attacked from both sides will force him to split up his forces. I know I am asking you to attack first, but I think you will surprise him, and then I will double surprise him by attacking him from the other side. Let me know I highly suggest you agree to this because time is short. He may attack you before this message even arrives to you. if you have any changes you want to make to the plan, then no, I don't want him to change the plan. If we don't act now, he will probably win because he's eating up Niflheim's territory as we speak. AI's territory, Niflheim. The Niflheim AI's territory as we speak. Good luck. Okay, let's read this. Dear Olm, I have a proposition. I will help you end this war with Marverni quickly. In return, you attack Fomoria the minute Marverni is defeated. Once you have started the war with Fomoria, I will end my NAP with him and attack. This is good because I will be attacking him from the opposite side of his territory, and he will not expect it. Also, if you agree, I will tell you about his armies and tactics. I have a fair amount of info about them. The giants of Hinnom. I don't know how well this is worded, and it seems I'm a little worried that Ulm's first language isn't English because of some of his like typos and stuff. I don't know. Let's just do it. And then, do we need to send anything to Fomoria? Okay. I don't think so. I think we'll call it here. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode.